Well, you've asked for it, and we're going to deliver. The clapper has been cancelled. It's a racist. It's a racist. Did you hear what it said down the Felons?
Oh, dear.
Disgusting. Well, we're here with our ukulele because we're musicians now.
Yeah.
And we're going to sing a song for our little opening segment. They're all songs that we've written ourselves, everyone. So if you want to buy them, if you want to stream them, you can do that probably somewhere. This one is called Ebenezer's Good. Is that what that song's called? Okay, here we go. E's are good, E's are good. And Ebenezer good, E's are good, E's are good. And Ebenezer good. Hello, Belfast City Council. Let's get into it!
Oh, dear. Gorgeous.
Is that too much?
No.
A little touch too much. A touch too much is actually the. I know I'm always lost. I think I need a stand for. Thank you so much, Seán. Well, good morning, Seán.
Hi, Seán.
How's it going? Funny, I sort of just like demand something as you're away from the mic and then ask you a question straight away. It's sadistic, but no, we're having a lovely morning. What about yourself?
I'm having a good morning. Any one of those headset mics,
Oh,
I can be like, proper producer, going about
Running
the
around the place, yeah.
With
Just
the
get
little, because the way that I think of producers less in this space and more like in a fashion space. In fact, our next guest is very fashion, but we'll get to that. But is the kind of little pack that they wear, and then they wear the headphones with the one that does this.
You need a clipboard.
Oh, you need a clipboard.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always just sort of wanted one. I think I would quite like one of those just for events here.
Yeah.
Like completely no need.
It's not plugged in.
You
In
could
fairness-
no, it's not plugged in. Of course not.
In fairness, like that's coming because of our Vacant to Vibrant grant. We're going to be having our radio sets and things like that.
That's different, isn't it? Because they're the in ear to a
Radio.
To a radio, so you can do that thing when someone's talking to you. If someone's a wee bit too drunk or they're a melter, you can put your finger in your ear and say, I'm really sorry, I have to go.
Maybe just wear them all the time. It actually sounds like the seagulls on our roof today actually sound like pterodactyls. They're really spicy today. Like they're really quite
Sound
noisy.
effects board.
Yeah, exactly.
So before we get away with ourselves, I'm Connor.
And I'm Becky.
And together we are we show some love. We're a charity and we do loads of things in the city. We are live here, we're recording here from our greenhouse space, which is based right in the city centre. It's an arts community. It's also where we provide aid. So we give away toiletries, underwear and clothing to people who need it. And we do loads of events to bring people together. If you're interested, come and join us. Our membership is now open and we've really simplified it.
Sorry, I've just been holding in my head since your opener a fun fact that I had to give. So I read once that, and I may possibly give something of myself away here, but it's nothing new on this podcast. I read once that the song that was number one on your 12th birthday was... actually, it worked for you too. The song that was number one on your 12th birthday would say something about how your life was to go on, like forevermore. And the song that was number one on my 12th birthday was Ebenezer Good by
What was
the Shaman.
did we look for mine?
Yeah, yours was Because I Got High.
Because I got high by your man.
Yeah.
Like your mom.
Isn't that a
That's the
gag?
official title.
Yeah.
Isn't that a gag?
What was his name? I can't remember.
Oh, God. No, it's gone.
It'll come
I
to
need
me.
to look up mine and see
Yeah.
what mine was.
Yeah,
Well,
you totally should.
So you look up yours. So the song that was number one on your 12th birthday is the one that sort of epitomized your life.
Yeah.
And then work out what your man. So the because I got high man is.
Yeah.
The requests just keep on stacking up. Seán, we're like, Seán, would you check?
fact check
this
what
for
was
us?
number
or-
one on this date?
Just a wee bit of an apology as well for this morning. I'm so tired. We talking of Ebenezer Good. We were down in Dublin Pride. We weren't doing E's.
No.
We weren't doing E's. Just everything else. And I swear it's taken me a week to get back round to it. Like this week, I think once you'd sort of, I don't know. I used to literally walk out of a rave or walk out of some after party and God knows where and walk into Andrew Mulvaney's bloody salon.
Yeah.
Like I was not sober.
This is why you got fired.
But I used to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, God, I have a smoke or something and I'm done. I'm out for the week.
It's the late night. night as well, and it's all the expended energy, like, because it's a lot of energy to kind of go, travel somewhere and then
Totally.
go and like dance and give it stacks and be like really, really on. Because whenever you're performing, like every part of you has to be on, like your whole face, all of
Yeah.
your movements. You're constantly giving a performance. Whenever you're in costume, even going to and from the stage and stuff, like you're making a show because you don't want to let the side down, and you're trying to give energy and fun, and because that's what ping pong's all about.
So we were down at Dublin Pride. Didn't quite get to walk or march the parade because it was pissing
down. It was wild.
I mean, it was crazy. But we did get to perform with our lovely tribe, Ping Pong Disco. They're an arts collective and they're based all around Ireland. They do loads of bits all over. We're best known with them for doing their All Together Now gig, which is a festival down in Waterford, happening very soon, actually, in a few weeks.
Yeah, first week in
Are
August.
you going down again this year?
Yeah.
We are going down again this year. We're going to go and we're going to try to take as much time as possible to go down this year. We think about it, although it's work, I kind of think about it like our holidays now.
Yeah,
you
totally.
know,
It's
of just
like a real,
escaping.
Like, it's a real like sort of milestone in the year for us, like where we get like a proper break. We are part of a team rather than leading a team, which is a big thing as well. And I think whenever you run something or whenever you're responsible for other people and doing lots of things, I think it actually, like, as long as you don't approach it with ego, it makes you really good at being part of a team at the same time, because you can put yourself in the shoes of the person running it. And then you know that actually the best thing is just to be like, yeah, no problem. We can do that. You know? And then of course we end up working like loads of shifts, but with pleasure, because we love doing it. Like,
I love interacting with people. So people, if you don't know already, because we don't really actually talk about it that much, but we do a little bit of sort of walkabout non-street performance. We do like festival-y sort of go-go dance and stuff. We basically get paid money, and for us in our world, it's quite a lot of money to dance about, to get quite drunk and all everything else, and to just to have fun, to kind of really bring the crack. So we've got a couple of characters. It started off that we had characters, and now we kind of just are like club kiddie kind of people. But it started
Soda
off.
Girl there?
Is what girl?
Soda Girl.
Oh, Soda Girl will be there. We're always looking for another little something. You know, like day 3 of a festival, you're just ready to do anything. The Soda Hole woman, I swear I should do her. It's going to be a very obscure reference. We got like one child that went to the Ulster Folk and Transport Museum once, but they will die.
Do you remember, we should come back to talking about ping pong, but this week, actually, off the back of our Soda Hole episode, our friend Anthony, it was Anthony that came in and said, Tom's husband, wasn't it? And came in and said that somebody that he went to school with, the soda woman, was their ma.
So
that we actually have got, and we're like, can we interview them?
So
it sounds like a slagging, but that's actually very cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Hear
I think
somebody
it's
going,
amazing.
"Your ma's a soda woman."
Oh no, it sure really is. Apparently they bought them, so they weren't made. The tea on the soda lady. If anyone's listening and thinking, what the fuck is going on? A couple of episodes ago, where we're talking about the Ulster Folk and Transport Museum, and
It's called Soda Hole, the episode.
It's called Soda Hole, the
It's easy to
episode.
find.
And it sort of has a similar energy to this one. It sort of seems a wee bit sort of like we're going to get back to a lot of things. But anyway, so it was talking about that lady that is in one of the wee houses, and you go in and you she offers you a bit of soda, and that's just it's on my bucket list. It's
But
my dream
I'm
job.
convinced that it was only in the later days that they bought the soda. I'm convinced that whenever I was there, like in the olden days, like in the 80s, that 100%, like all of the bits were there. And I would actually remember seeing them making soda. I'm
Same.
sure. But they must have just like had cuts. So they, in the end, they just like probably had a toaster out the back and just brought out trays of it.
Because whenever Anthony said that, I
Austerity.
thought,
I did fucking Ushers as well.
oh, you know it, you know
I thought
it.
you were
But
going to say something else, sir, because I nearly did.
in terms of Ashers, though, they're sort of brand aligned. They're based in the 1800s with their views, and they're
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
you know, it works. In fact, they probably are from around then, and they haven't changed very much since then.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ashers, you're absolutely fucking terrible people.
Yeah. I hope all your buns go mouldy.
I often put their product in the freezer.
Yeah.
In supermarkets, Becky hates it.
Yeah.
But you get a wee basket full of them. I think as soon as it touches
Everyday
the freezer,
activism.
it is though. It's like the total eclipse of the sun.
Yeah.
It's you take the product and you put it somewhere where it's unsellable. It will go out of date, or that it has to be. They have to lose it to their stock, and I think the moment that it touches the freezer, they have to. The good thing about a lot of those items, though, in places like Tesco's and Asda's and all the rest of it, is that often those items will go to people who need it. So they'll go to food banks, or they'll go to the collections, or whoever else sort of takes those items. But yes, so we're talking about the soda hole, the soda lady. I don't think our official title is soda hole.
No.
To be clear,
No.
So we can't get her on.
That's the drag queen name that we thought of.
Oh yes. We can't get her on. Anthony was saying that that she's not the most well in the world, but if she ever is again, we'd love to have her on to get all of her secrets. But yeah, so the tea is later stage. You think sort of later 90s maybe. They started to buy their sodas, which is a wee bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, dreams dashed.
You probably have to pay a fucking extra £2 or something. It's an upcharge now.
To get the soda made for you.
Do you get the soda made and then they actually taste it as like an extra £5 or something? It's like a meet and greet.
Yeah.
It's £150.
She has like a wee fucking card reader.
Yeah.
Ye oldie sum up machine.
That is what it is. But yeah, so we were saying about ping pong, about kind of going down. So ping pong, we dance and we go and we do the thing. We've got these characters. It started off as characters. We started off as this disco dancing duo called Donna and Karen, who were from round about where we're living right now, and they were the disco dancing mums. They were really terrible people, and they really thought that they were famous.
750 followers on Instagram. You probably heard of us.
Yeah, we'd walk around and let people know that they'd probably heard of us. We'd sign people's teddies and stuff, that kind of stuff. And then nobody. I don't think anyone. I think anyone at a festival, especially a couple of days in, really doesn't care about your character.
Yeah,
this is not an Ulster Folk and Transport Museum experience. It's not important. So we kind of dropped that when we're Club Kitty now. But we were down at the weekend for Dublin Pride, and we were at the Mother Block party, performing alongside. In fact, we were probably ahead of the bill of Sacha Velour. She's probably raging, to be honest.
The bit that you haven't said that's kind of the key bit of what we do now is that we're drag bouncers. Do you know, like that giving us a role in that respect meant that you didn't need to have a character so much. So you could wear your mad outfit, and really it was like you were kind of like an entertainment fluffer, so if people were coming in the door, then it meant that like we would like maybe get them to do a silly dance or have a bit of a gag with them, but entertain them while they were trying to come into the tent and stuff.
It works with the VIP stream of how I like to play and view the world, that we're basically professional door bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people
but really
love
nice
that.
Ones.
We're not going to be nasty to people, but it is a very exclusive space. I don't think we're actually this year managing. The word on the street is that we're still going to be doing drag bouncing, but we're not really going to be managing the flow of people.
Yeah, because I think it's much more open this year.
So we have a title.
Yeah.
But we don't really have a job.
Yeah, which is kind of the best of both worlds, really.
It's perfect.
Creative license.
Yeah, it's just really having fun with people, and kind of bringing like an energy and like with ping pong, like ping pong is this like wonderful collective of amazing people. Like there's everybody from like, and people should go on and follow all of these people, like the Wild Geese, which is Laura Lavelle and Breda Larkin.
They're beautiful lesbians.
Yeah, and they have, and Laura also does like amazing like comedy and burlesque and things like that. Breda does Drag King and also is a comedian too, and they have a great podcast called the Wild Geese Podcast. There's also then the Paradise Cabaret lot, which is like run by Deirdre, who's Head on Body on Instagram, and she's like this incredible choreographer, and they do this beautiful, really sexy, but also really kind of fun and funny, like different dance sets to different like really gorgeous like disco tunes and stuff. So there's just this like mad like level of all different types of skills. There's comedians like for ping pong, for all together now. There's going to be like a real international contingent. Ruby Tees comes over.
Yes.
Gaffiero comes over. Aaron Manhattan, Harry Morrison. It's just amazing.
Legendary
like,
performers.
Really like globally class people. Like just, it's such a privilege to get to hang out with all of these people and have a gig. Like we go to ping pong and, there's the whole of All Together Now festival in front of us.
Wouldn't
and we
go near
have
it.
passes to go to any bit that we want, at any time that we want. We barely leave the tent because as much fun as it is in the tent with all of the festival goers and having the, the crack whenever you're working or whenever you're not working, actually behind the scenes with all of your you know, friends and peers and all the rest of it is so much fun that actually for us, like any minute that we spend away from them is like, it's more important for us to hang out with all of these like really fucking gloriously fun and artistic people than it is to go and see like some really big artist.
I don't want
you know,
to
in
see
a
Lord.
field.
I don't get
We just
standing in a
love them.
field and watching people. I don't understand it. I know
Yeah.
this is like so your world.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know why you would want to go and stand in the field and just sit and watch people. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think ever since we became part of Team Lizzo, because we're close personal
We've
friends of
become
Lizzo,
unbearable.
I find it hard not to be side of stage. I don't want to stand with the people. But no, unless it's like, I remember going to Steps years ago and it really, really blew my mind. And I know that's not very cool and it's just, you know, overly gay. But
about?
it's really like, it really blew my mind. And they were supported by Lolly. Do you remember Lolly at the time?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fun, you blow my mind, hey, Mickey. And she had these big inflatable letters that spelt out Lolly. And it was
Wow.
really, like, it was the first time I'd probably ever seen boys in hot pants. And I just remember thinking, like, that's my thing. That is, whatever, whoever those fucking cunts are, I want to be them, you know. And I want to be with them,
Yeah.
you know. But yes, so we were down at the weekend for Dublin Pride. It was wonderful. It pissed down for the parade, and then it was a wee bit. It actually got better later on in the day.
Yeah.
It's just a wee bit of a weather report there from last weekend, which is very interesting for everyone. So we're at the Mother Block party. Sacha Velour was headlining. Who else was on? Robin S.
Oh, yes.
You got to show me love.
Yeah.
It's funny. No matter if we
Hydrangea?
are like head to toe covered in show some loves, people will inevitably always say to us, "Are you the show me love people?"
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it would be a weird message.
Yeah. Or are
she
you,
was
are
there
you
for-
another love?
Another love. So Blue Hydrangea was also there. Who else was there? Who else was doing stuff? We're going to miss someone. Loads of people.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. So we went. They give Ping Pong an hour, maybe an hour and a bit on the stage. And we were dancing in our costumes, looking like big sort of disco ball, kind of tripped out club kiddie mental people. And then weirdly we sort of got out of our costumes. They're really scratchy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sequence, and they're really quite sort of nippy. Normally we just sort of stay in them. Like I will just like, you know, I will end up in some field in the costume, but we got changed and we went for a wander. I can't remember anything else.
Yeah.
I can't remember leave. Like we were
That's 'cause
fairly
me and Graham-
wracked.
That's because me and Graham carried you on to
So
Rita's party.
we got carried home to this not home. We got carried back to this amazing party. Brita had this wonderful, and
Cara.
Cara Madonna Kebab had this, which is amazing.
Best name
what a
ever.
great name.
Yeah.
But
She's also Caravan Park.
Caravan Park as
Yeah.
well. So they had this wonderful party, and Cian DJ'd, and then that kid came, the disco kid. But anyways, I can't remember leaving the venue. I have a tiny fleeting memory of you guys so me holding on to you, and then also our friend Graham. Graham at the time was wearing nothing but a jockstrap
And a pair of
this,
fishnets. Neon
this sort
fishnets.
Of, I think it was a fishnet bodysuit, but he had sort of just like
Ripped the top off
ripped
it.
the top off
Yeah.
it, maybe like mid-performance. Was he wearing shoes? He was maybe wearing heels or something.
Yeah.
So I got traipsed through the streets, and I just woke up on the sofa. I woke up on the sofa about fucking 2 a.m. I went straight back to the party.
Yeah.
But it was really, really, really fun.
Blew the cobwebs off, which is what we needed.
Yes.
But at the same time, it has left us a wee bit tired this week.
It just has a knock-on effect.
Yeah, it's you know, you have that experience, and you are 34.
Mm-hmm.
Are you 34?
34.
34, yes. And I'm like going to be 44 in 3 months, do you know? So imagine all of that and then having an extra 10 years on your life. Do you know what I mean? But
Terrible. Terrible.
no,
It's
it's been a big one.
We found out the name of the Because of I Got High singer.
Yes.
Afro Man.
Afro
Of course.
Man.
I know.
It's only been on the edge of my tongue that
Yes.
whole time.
Code 45, obviously, the other big song.
From him?
Yeah.
What was it? What did you say? What's it called? Cold?
Code 45.
Not that
I
big.
don't remember.
Not remember that one?
No.
No.
Then
How does it go?
Go, so Code 45 and 266, baby, that's all we need. We can go to the park after dark and smoke that tumbleweed.
Yes.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like
That's
it, but
a good
I don't really remember it.
Then
What about yours?
Oh yes, my song. So my one is "Live Your Life" by T.I. and Rihanna.
Oh, of course, because you're a child.
Yeah.
Wow.
16th of November.
Live your
2008.
life. What a
16th of November.
Yeah.
You have the same birthday as Johnny Tiernan?
Oh, serious?
Or no, it's 3 days different. He's the 13th, I think.
Oh, you're almost twins, but separated
Yeah.
by 20 years
Yeah.
and 3 days. That's it's sort of. It seems like a Chinese cracker kind of type, sort of level of
Your life is like, that's mad. Like, how, like, sort of
actually lived your life.
Yeah.
live my life.
That is crazy. Yeah,
Spooky.
it is actually spooky. Imagine if it was a like something from Annie, or I can't think of what else would sort of be would epitomise you. Well, do you know, if anyone has any great ideas of great songs that epitomise Seán, you can send them into your. That was the most lackluster thing ever.
If anybody wants to,
or something.
maybe comment or something. You don't have to, but
Oh, do it if you want. It seems like sort of middle of the night telethon energy where you're just like, right, give us your money, please. Like, in fact, if you want to give us your money, you really can do that.
it's QVC, but they've taken sleeping pills.
I would love. They were selling sleeping pills. That's exactly why they took them. I would love to. If it was QVC selling blues, I'd sell them out. Jokes.
No.
Jokes. Very bad for you. And if you mix them with alcohol, you could stop your heart. So
Yeah.
there we go. So from Dublin Pride to Belfast Pride, we are a professional outfit here, aren't we?
Oh, yes.
The Pride Guide is out, everyone. Yay!
That was a wee Jeffree Star moment there.
Just doing our own yays now. Don't worry about it.
Production's gone to pot.
And it's very good. There's something I find it a wee bit unnecessary, but there is something nice about the glossiness.
Yeah.
It does. I don't know who needs the glossiness in a book these days.
Yeah.
But I do love it. It reminds me of years ago. There was a few magazines. And we'll talk to our next guest about it. But there was a few magazines in Belfast. One was called Go Belfast, and the other one was called Fate or Fame.
Yeah, Fate.
But there were these little glossy, sort of sexy, mostly advertising magazines. But they used to have these fun, get to know this random person sort of bits.
Didn't you have a column in one of them?
I had a column in one of them. Yeah, I was sort of an influencer before influencers.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what? I can just get free shit.
Yeah.
Like I can go to gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know that everyone does that now.
Yeah.
But it was before everyone sort of knew what the crack was.
Yeah.
And I would give them. In fact, I wouldn't. I would. Now all you get is a glowing review. Then less. I think it was Go. Maybe it was Go. I don't know, but I used to do one as well for Gay and I when it was online, and or maybe it was in print. Anyways, used to do one for them, and it was a hot or not column, sort of like 90s, page 6.
Yeah.
And I would really go in the things that were not hot, and it would just be actual person,
Somebody who just shortchanged you in the chip.
Yeah.
That's it.
personal attacks.
Stevie in the Ralph Cool Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
It's the Hound and the Heart.
Their chips are soggy.
Here we sponsor the Hungry Hound.
Yeah.
Thank you to our sponsor, the Hungry Hound. You can find them in the Diamond in Rathcoole. Lovely wee pink pasties. Here we had such a good time.
Shout out to Gordon.
Shout out to Gordon Crawford. We had such a good time with Trudy. That's a really, really good podcast.
Really special.
I've got to still clip it up and get it all out. But
Yeah.
I could just really love them. They're so sweet. We could talk to them again and again and again. But
So
yes,
much wisdom.
Yeah.
so much wisdom. Same for so
Yeah.
many queer people. Same for lots of people that are marginalised. You know yourself, you're a ginger. And but it's people who have been through it that have to have to feel the feelings, have to have that experience, and then hopefully learn from it. Survive it.
Not have
From
it
the
turn them
podcast,
into.
I've been saying you get more with sugar than you do with salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I've been saying
Shout
that.
out to Trudy's ma.
Yeah. But I think it's you either learn to turn it into something good or you let it consume you and make you bitter, And sadly, some people do let it consume them and let it turn them into assholes. There's a lot of people who have been treated badly that then go on to treat other people badly as well. So it's quite a powerful thing to turn that around.
But
Are you
yes,
looking at all of our
I'm just
entries?
looking at all of our stuff. So we're in it. We're really quite highly featured, actually.
We've got a lot of events on for Pride.
We've got loads of events, but one of them is We're flicking through here. One of them is called the Tiny Gay Quiz, and it really gives me so much life that our Tiny Gay Quiz is on this page, and then the Rainbow Project's actually official Big Gay Quiz.
I was like the unofficial one.
is a couple of pages away. Go to both.
Yeah.
Go to both. Support both.
Yeah.
But it's very exciting. Do pick it up if you're about, or if you want, you can find the Pride Guide for Belfast Pride on the link in our bio if you want.
But a lot of the events that we're doing are free or donation based to take part in. And some of them are fundraisers for us, but a lot of them are really designed just for the community to come together and get creative. We also have our Pride sign-up sheet open. Now, places are flying out. Now, it's possible we may be able to get a few more response, but we may not coming closer to the time. So if you plan to come and march Pride with us, then please do sign up. And also, if you do that, then it also means that you get to some of our other events. Like you can come along in the morning, have coffee and buns and things and get ready together. There's also going to be a couple of events the week before where you can come and bring some stuff that you want to get creative with, or you can come and make some placards or make some other stuff that you want to come and carry or display whenever you're walking with us. And kind of the key thing from that is, although we've already said it on our Instagram, this year, alongside Mickey Murray, we are going to be leading Pride, which is a really, really gorgeous, really big deal. We're very, very happy about it. It's quite the honour.
Quite the honour, and quite really full circle.
Yeah.
I've previously been banned from Pride.
Yeah.
A couple of years running. For a couple of years running, Pride would request to see my placards, and I would tell them no, because I did have one that they thought was very spicy. Still now, I don't think it was.
No, it's not.
But it was a placard that says, "Jesus, protect me from your followers."
Fair.
We've possibly previously spoken about this, but just to kind of put it into sort of the context of us now leading Pride. So it said, "Jesus, protect me from your followers." And I spun that sign after Sinn Féin that were walking that year, and that was sort of a big press moment. Everyone was taking pictures and stuff, and stole all of their light and attention, because the big story at the time was the year before someone had a sign that said Jesus was a fag, which is
it's like that is like, I don't know, I think it's something that's designed to be intentionally provocative. However, it's only a pejorative if you believe that there's something wrong with being queer. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of like,
beyond the comment on it anyways.
But it wasn't your sign.
It wasn't my sign, it was someone else's sign. But if they were raging, everyone was raging. They were on the Nolan and they were yapping about it. And I don't know, probably Jim Allister was there getting his angry face on.
Gammon.
And his
MP
gammon
Jim
face. MP Jim Allister. Do you know, I never thought that we'll get back to it. I never thought that I'd be happy to say that, but that has given me a thrill this week. Yeah. We are non-partisan here. I'd show some love and we'll take anyone's money. Thank you so much. But so I spun my sign. We were there with the Shinners walking for the first time, spun the sign after the controversy of the year before. And it was really like as a accompaniment to that, because there was some of the response was really vile for people who are apparently Christian and of faith and all the rest of it. People that were just really very, very nasty and really willing to take any opportunity to attack queer people, I think just really quite viciously. So that year I had the Jesus protect me from your followers sign, spun it round, and one of the first reactions that I had, sort of Stop for Pictures did the thing, and then one of the first reactions that I had was some man shouted pervert, and I turned to him and I said, "Excuse me." Then now I'm sort of reasonably angry and just generally a bit raging that the world is fucked. I think the more that we find out about the charity sector and the more that we sort of work within this space, and we've been doing it for going on 7 years, the more broken we can see so many of the systems are. It's not fair. We're failing people. But then I was actually angry, but also on loads of drugs. So the guy called me a pervert. And I turned and I said, "Excuse me, what did you call me?" And he says, "You're a pervert." And he took his Bible, a literal Bible, and went, I think it was to sort of shoo me. It was to say, sort of get away from me. And I wasn't being physically aggressive. I wasn't close to him or anything. But it was to say that anyways. And just as he went like this with his Bible, it hit my face, which is assault. And I had the right, obviously, to defend myself. So I chose to punch the man. So I punched, I don't know if he was a priest or he was a pastor. I guess he was a Protestant, I don't think the Catholics are really out in that kind of they're much more solemn in their approach. You know, the nuns will stand there and they'll look a wee bit sad or whatever, but they're not calling people perverts.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be rich, wouldn't it? But so that happened, and I smacked him sort of as hard as I could because he deserved it, and again I was defending myself. So the police then took me away. Amanda Ferguson, who's now a friend of ours, was in the middle of it all. She was she ended up doing an article for the Belfast Telegraph, and the headline was fabulous. It was "Who bashed who at Gay Pride," which is was quite the moment. So yeah, the few years following, I remember going and meeting up with John O'Doherty. Maybe he was doing Pride at the time, and him asking me about my signs and stuff, and just being me. Then, basically, in probably a whole collection of unnecessary words, like I still do, told him, "No, I'm not gonna be censored, and you're not gonna see what I'm bringing to a protest. You know, you guys might be much more in the sort of corporate parade side of things. We're very much here to protest and shout from the rooftops." So for a couple of years, I wasn't allowed to go. Now I still went. I have memories of running down through Pride with Martine and all of the, you know, what do you call them, steward people? Stewards. Them all shouting like, get them, and like running and just being like, just fucking run, Martine. And she was like, why are people chasing us? Like, it's because they told me I couldn't come. But
which is just mad. Like, it really is. Yeah.
It's really
mad.
for a protest.
It's crazy. I don't. In fairness to Pride, I think it was a Parades Commission thing.
Yeah.
I think it was just that it was like some sort of inciting hatred or something like that.
Yeah.
Where from my perspective, it was more. I was going to lie and say it was to inspire love, but it wasn't. I was raging. I was just raging at the fucking.
And rightly so.
At the dickheads that believe what they believe and use those beliefs to beat people with. You know, it's still, I'm raging about that. I think it's so deeply, deeply unfair what organised religion does to marginalised people, you know?
Well, one of the things at the minute that is like kind of like the highest profile thing that I'm glad that we've now got some resource actually starting to work on it is those absolutely hateful, despicable scoundrels that are in city centre at the minute, like making an absolute show of themselves, shouting hateful, discriminatory shit.
Yeah, things like gay people rape children.
Yeah, at Pride last year. And it's like, it is so bloody frustrating that we are years into it and still the only thing that we can have is that there's been a consultation done, and not even about what it is that they're saying, about the fact that they're using an amplifier to be able to like have people hear what they say, using a device, using a PA. It's not good enough. You know, we need to do something much, much bigger, much better than that. And I think that it sits within something like the Equality Commission, where if we're looking at the hierarchy of protected characteristics, if we're looking at protected characteristics, which is, you know, gender, which is, you know, misogyny, sexuality, you know, transphobia or sexual identity, etc., racism, ableism, all of those things, those are all protected characteristics which you cannot legally discriminate against, with one exception. If you are doing it on the basis of your religion, that needs to be taken away. You can't be able to use one protected characteristic in order to discriminate against another. So I'm really glad that we've got some teams coming in to help address that. I
think for anyone out there that is Christian or is of faith, those people are deeply damaging to
they know
your freedom to be religious.
Yeah.
Because what it does in terms of like the Overton window that they place, it creates a space where people say. And same goes for all groups, same goes for queer people or whatever. The extremism creates a space for people to say, well, it should just outright be banned. Well, we shouldn't have religion in schools. Yeah. Well, we shouldn't allow people to, like, there's, you know, I think especially Christians are especially attuned to the idea of being persecuted. Yeah. It's a big part of the story.
Seeds mentality.
Yeah.
That, and I mean, the people doing the persecuting over the centuries were them, and lots of other groups. But it's something to be, it's sort of something to bear in mind, and it's about holding our community to account. Yeah. Give that man some counselling.
Yeah.
Like someone in your congregation can fund that. Pay him not to be there. You've got loads of money. me.
Listen, we have said for a long time, and it is so consistently displayed as being true, people that are straight generally aren't homophobic. Often the people that are the most homophobic generally are questioning themselves, but experiencing fear, oppression and persecution. That means that rather than being able to come out, they actually just like cast all of that negativity out towards other people. It is like constantly in the news, you know, you'll see it in America, you know, these sort of pastors, televangelists and things like that are really, really anti-queer people. And then the next thing they're found...
The red men boys.
Yeah, exactly. It's so common because it's just true. You know, we so often just see it as the case of like big sort of burly like men that you think, oh God, you know, and actually don't give a shit because they don't see it as something that like affects them in any way.
No.
Do you know, it's like, well, why would it bother me? You know, it's that question of like, well, how do you know you're straight? You know, it's like, well, I've thought about it and it's just not for me. That's the answer.
Yeah.
You know, whereas if it's just like, if somebody's offended by the question, that actually speaks to how they receive the question. Do you know what I mean? And that they're not clear about the answer, really.
I've had sex with men, but then afterwards they'll be like, I really enjoy it. That's really good, but I don't actually think I'm into men. Ah, amazing. That's perfect. Like, slightly offensive.
Yeah.
No. Sorry that I turned you straight. But I have so much more respect for that.
Yeah.
Sit on a fucking dick.
Yeah.
You know, or don't. Maybe it's just not your thing. But if it's really eating away at your heart and it's really your thing and it's making you angry and you're spending so much bloody time talking about it on the streets, then do something about it. Or don't. Fuck off back to Ballymena or wherever you're from.
But it's the man-made structures of those organised religions that tell people that it's sinful, you know? And actually we've got something really, really cool. You know, the concept of it being unnatural as well is something that's really, really interesting. And we're talking to Wild Belfast at the minute about potentially doing something around demonstrating how there's absolutely nothing unnatural about it. There's millions and millions of examples. Well, not millions, but like hundreds of
Billions
examples.
and billions and
Gazillions.
billions.
But there's hundreds of examples across all of the animal kingdom of same-sex relationships, you know, and we're going to be doing something really cool and creative around that at some stage over the next year. But we will talk about that in the future.
Oh, I fear we've just rambled and I've maybe just been a wee bit angry and that was just sort of blabbed on a wee bit. This is not a comment on you. You're very good at holding our show together, but I think I just need to go sober. Maybe is this my intervention?
Yeah, it is.
We'll wait until Pride's over. We're going to be sober for the parade, but we do have an after party and we are going to be getting absolutely fucking wrecked. We have loads of stuff on. We've got loads of stuff on during the week. Please come and join us. If you're a business or you're an individual or you're part of a group that has some money and you want to invest in Pride or invest in people who are really doing the work on the ground in a grassroots level, then say hello to us on Instagram or Facebook or wherever else. And show some love, you know, get on board and get yourself a Pride guide.
And while it's important to support with your rainbow banners and all the rest of it, if you are using Pride as a means of supporting the community, but also you're going to get some marketing for that. You know, you're going to get people that are going to come in and use your business because they feel safe there, because they see all the rainbows. It's really important that you kick that back to a local charity. So whilst we would love it to be us, it doesn't have to be us. Any queer charity in the city would be really appreciative of a donation right now, because now is the time whenever it's in people's minds. But know that like the Pride celebration, even in and of itself on the Saturday, is going to bring like tens of thousands of people into the city centre.
Yeah.
If you are a business that has benefited from that, if you are selling stuff that has rainbows on it and you want to get involved, great. But make sure, for the love of God, that you're taking a percentage of those profits, or all the profits ideally, and kicking them back to a local charity that is spending time day in, day out, dealing with the psychological trauma that people are experiencing day in and day out by the likes of those hate preachers and all of the other shit that happens to people in society.
Sponsor the podcast. Sponsor the podcast.
Yes.
Sponsor the podcast. Yes, that would be very nice
but
indeed.
do that, because it's really important. You did say it would be great to support any of the organisations and all the rest of it. All of the LGBTQIA plus organisations out there. We just say LGBT or queer, but all of them are doing a really good job. A lot of them are providing life-saving services, and they've helped to save my life and lots of our friends around us. But what I would say is that some of the organisations are funded to the tune of millions. And when we say we've got a budget of a fiver, I really mean we've got a budget of a fiver. So if you've got that couple of £100 fundraiser, do give it to us. And then when it comes to all of the kind of the fear of rainbow capitalism or of co-opting a cause or a community at this time of year, don't not do it.
Don't do nothing for fear of getting it wrong.
Don't not do it.
Yeah. Don't do nothing, because there's a lot of people that just don't want to engage because they're like, oh, I don't want to offend, I don't want to get it wrong. Don't do that. Ask the question. Send us a message. We work with loads of different types of organisations to help them craft their message, to be able to say, no, that's fine, maybe that's not so much, and to be able to do so in a way that is not exploiting anybody, that is really uplifting, and that makes sure that we've got commercial experience in those types of things as well. So please do reach out if you've got any questions at all and you don't know how to engage, but you want to engage. There's a really simple way to do that. Just send us a wee message.
I fear this is going to be my Carrigatona Goes On This Morning episode. Where everyone's going to be like, are you okay? And no, I'm just very, very sleepy.
Yeah.
And we work far too hard.
No, but it's also because you cleaned yourself yesterday. Did anybody notice? Connor is actually a celiac.
I'm a celiac.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
I can't have croissants.
Doesn't talk about it much, like.
But I did. I had a couple of chickeny,
fake chicken,
bready things, and they've killed me.
Yeah.
So yes. Fantastic. Show some love. And I'd really do. Comment, like, share, tell everyone about us, and come and see us at Greenhouse. We're down here on Victoria Street, and membership is now open from as little as £25 a month.
Yes.
Yes, Queen.
Yes, just actually to say that our membership is £25 a month for student, casual, concession. OAP, do we even say that anymore? £35 for a standard membership, or £60 a month for a professional membership. So that would be somebody that's maybe going to be coming in more like sort of full-time-ish type thing. So open to creatives, to freelancers, to change makers.
Sorry, I'm in sign-off mode.
But get in touch and sign up and show some love.
Goodbye.
Bye.